Damn, come on. You don't want to light? Y'all, I'm really trying to light this thing and it don't want to spark. Maybe that's for the reading. Someone someone trying to spark something but it's not working. Oh my god. Okay, I guess I can't light my incense. Time for a new lighter, but it don't make sense because look, I got gas in there. Hi, Destiny. Oh, there we go. Finally. But listen to what I said. I said, when I said I want to I want to spark something new. I swear to God. Look, because that's what it was doing. But when I said I want to spark something new, now they want to come. I think that's the reading right there. All right, so we're going to go with this stack. Hi, Zelda. How you guys doing tonight? All right, let's see. Let's start off with this. Let's give you guys a message, guidance on your journey. So we're going to start off with an oracle, and then we're going to get into the storyline. Hi, Banks. Y'all, if I can't pronounce the beginning of y'all names, I'll say some piece of your name. Let me make sure that it's in subscriber mode because some people be coming in this chat with their nonsense. Let's see. Subscribers. All right, Holy Spirit Angel Guides. What do we have for the butterfly? What do they need to know at this time on their journey? For their healing and their growth. Insight on their path. One more. Oh, I don't choose the cards, y'all. The energy. So we have a lot of really good energies coming out, and we have a lot of negative energy going out, positive and negative. So I read for twin flames and I read for counterparts. Those of you guys that are new, right? You guys are going to get used to my style of reading. I read in the format of storytelling, and it's based off of perspective because I'm guiding twin flames and counterparts into unions. I believe they're different connections and for different purposes. Your twin flame is your duality in the light shadow form. So that's light and dark. They reflect your wounds, trauma, things that you need to heal, but that person reminds you of you. And your counterpart is your yin yang energy in the form of masculine, feminine energy. They help you if you're let's say you're a female who operates in masculine energy, they're going to help teach you how to be the feminine, to operate out of feminine energy because they're going to be the masculine energy. But you both have to master your own feminine, masculine energy. Just like in the twin flame dynamic, you both have to master your light shadow energy. So we all have a duality, a light and a shadow part of ourselves. And it's like there's two people who is the one for you in a way, a match, but it's a match for your shadow side and a match for your light side. Your counterpart is your light side. So, but both of them you go on a journey with. Some people call it false twin flame and true twin flame. I don't call it that because none of it is false And I feel like people are hooked on the title twin flame. They don't understand what a twin flame really is. So, tomato, tomato. But when you guys are on my platform, that is the perspective that I am coming from. If you guys want to learn more about my perspective on it, I have a playlist called Twin Flames and Counterparts, I believe, in my playlist section. I'll be adding more videos soon, making more explanations for the new people. But yeah, so welcome. All right, so with Faye, we have, and then there's a certain collective that I read for, right? I read for people who are healing on their journey and who take accountability, because there's also some people who just watch tarot to spy on other people's energy. That's not the purpose of why I do tarot. And I'm very protective of my collective. So when I see negative comments and people trying to tell me how to read and all of that, you will get blocked. You will get kicked out, because I'm not going to close my chat, or I'm not going to close my comment section, but I will get rid of people who are negative. You're not welcome here. This, I'm not about the views and the likes and all of that. Yes, they're helpful. We need them, but I'm about helping the collective who I resonate with. So you don't have to force yourself here. If you don't like the way I do something, you could just leave. All right, with that being said, we have Faye. Not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. So with this energy, it's really about like not having all the information. It could go two ways. Sometimes what we think about a person, it's not fully true, because we haven't seen them in their fullest form, right? It's just our perception from the little bit of information we know. So there's things that are still hidden, and sometimes it's the negative aspect that, like, who you think someone is, they're not that. So you have to be careful about how much you're putting into them. I don't know, Diamond. If I'm Jamaican, I don't know what that flag is. I'm Belizean though. Hey, Quia. Oh, you made it over here. I lost both twin flame and divine counterpart recently. Like in death or in the connection? Hi, Patricia. It's been a minute, girl. Ooh. I hope it wasn't in death. That sounds crazy. But I don't think you mean that. I'm thinking you mean like you're just not dealing with them right now. I mean, that's okay too. Sometimes you need to let them go for a little bit. Okay, in connection. Sometimes you need to let them go because they need to grow. Hey, Linda. Oh, I hope she's doing well. Well, it's nice to see you. All right, y'all. I will look at the chat when I'm like here and there, but I typically get distracted and I start talking to y'all. I'll be blabbering, so I'm gonna try to focus on the storyline. Then, if anything, at the end, I'll look at you guys, but y'all could still communicate in the chat with each other. And talk about what you resonate with and what you don't. Oh, it's Guyanese. Okay, okay. I'm not Guyanese. So yeah, we have Tay, right? We have the standard operating. Well, let me show you guys the card. So y'all can see. So we have the standard operating procedure for fairies is to be mischievous, devious, and playful to a fault. And for this reason, they are often misunderstood. To them, they are simply living their lives as they always have and doing what is natural for who and what they are. You have pulled Faye because there has been a misunderstanding in your situation. Perhaps a miscommunication has occurred or someone is failing to see your point of view. Everyone has a different standard operating procedure, but different doesn't always mean wrong. Consider how you can be more compassionate for the people involved in this situation. You don't have to agree, but making space for the opinions of others can and often does diffuse any tense situations. You'll be surprised what you can learn by being a better listener and may even find that all involved have been chasing the same thing the whole time, but just in a different way. The same is true if you are experiencing internal struggle. Give any emotions you are experiencing time for expression. So, with this energy, it's like, if you're dealing with a person, or let's say even at work, whatever, misunderstandings are normal because we all have our own way of getting to an end goal. It's just like a lot of us that are spiritual, whether we are religious or not, we all serve the same purpose of wanting to do right, to put more goodness into the world, to put more love into the world. How we go about it is different, right? But the purpose is all the same. Now, when we are open-minded, then we start learning that, okay, it's okay for me to go to church, but I don't have to be religious. But I can find a community of people who love God, who love to help. You could find healers and other people who are open-minded in that space of church, because it's about community, right? And there's some people who are closed off to where they have a limited perception mindset. So I feel like sometimes if you guys resonate with it from the standpoint of you're more open-minded, you're a free spirit, people tend to really misunderstand you, because you being free to them and just not being judgmental and living your life to its fullest, people misinterpret you, they judge you, and they might feel like you don't want what they want. So let's say you're in a connection with somebody where they they really do want to be with you. They want to be in a relationship, but you your way of going about things is different. So for you, it's like when you connect with somebody, you might want to get to know them, right? Like like you might want to spend time with them to get to know them. And they're the opposite of that. They want a relationship too, but they're not as open. So for them, they'll rather observe and figure out you from a distance to decide if they want to open up to you. So it might take them a while, but the goal is the same, the attraction is the same, the desire is the same. Just it could create misunderstandings because two people have two different ways of going about it, right? And sometimes those ways could be a compliment, because it doesn't mean that the person who wants to spend more quality time is rushing anything. Now, it might be that they're rushing it if they're expecting that person to commit to them quickly and know that, you get me, when somebody might want to, they move a little bit slower because it's like they're serious when they're invested. So it's it's not wrong, it's just you have to compromise in connections because everybody have their own way of doing things. It's just like if you're a team doing a project, the end goal is the same, but everybody contributes to it differently. They all have an idea, so someone's gonna have to take control, um, and give everybody a task of like what they need to work on complete, so that the assignment gets done without trouble and everybody feels included. But again, the end goal is the same, right? But how we go about it is different. So I feel like spirit is just wanting you to have that understanding that sometimes people misunderstand you. They think your freedom means something else, right? Like if you tend to walk away from a situation when it's no longer serving you, that person might not really understand why you're walking away. They might think that you're walking away because you want something better. But in your mind, you're like, I'm walking away because I'm trying to connect to you and you're not connecting to me. So in my eyes, you're telling me no. And then for them, it's like, no, that's not what it is. I'm just taking my time because I'm hiding some things that I haven't worked through yet. And I don't want you to see that. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm better for you, but them not expressing that to you, you don't know that. So it's nothing wrong with the fact that you do walk away. But then that person needs to look at things from a different perspective of like, they don't have bad intentions, but they're not doing anything to help the situation grow either. What you mean physically? Meeting with divine counterparts? Oh, okay, okay. You're in a twin flame connection. Yeah. Yeah, counterparts aren't gonna come in unless you let go. Well, any connection, they won't come in. You have to let go. You get me? You have to detach. If you choose to stay in that cycle with them, twin flame or a counterpart that's not really growing to the fullest, it's gonna create stagnancy. I advise against it, but you guys are, entitled to your own choices. Because if you choose to work with someone who's not working with you, there won't be any growth. But if they're choosing to work with you, then there can be growth. So we have Wildcat is the next one. Then we're going to get into the storyline. So when I read storyline, I read from a character standpoint. You guys put yourself where you fit and look at these readings as insight, understanding. Don't take them as that's going to be your outcome, because you guys are all in control of your own outcome. You can choose your direction at any time. Like, you get me? But it's about your perspective, how far you're willing to go. Your journey is about self-love. So the more you love yourself, the more your perspective changes, and the things that you desire in love changes as well. And don't feel bad for changing your direction. If you feel like something doesn't serve you anymore, let that pride and ego attached to it go, right? You have nothing to prove to anybody. We can change our mind at any time. So on this journey, you want to have a mindset of mastering the art of detachment. What will be will be, if it's good and in alignment with you, and it's going to align with you as you are moving in alignment with yourself, right? You can't lose something that's yours. If it's yours, it's going to, even if you separate from it, if it's yours and you're moving away from it to align with yourself, it's going to align with you. So you'll meet them at the end of the road. Counterparts and twin flames are different. I would suggest you watch my videos in my playlist, Twin Flame Counterparts. Then you'll get a further, deeper understanding of it. But your counterpart is who you're supposed to be with, not your twin flame, right? Because your twin flame dynamic is light shadow. It's a light shadow. So that yin yang dynamic, it feels like the one, but that person is a reflection of you and your fears and the negative self. Now, if you're the negative twin, then that other twin is more positive. They reflect your light. Either way, you got to come into balance of both parts of yourself, with which is both light and shadow. Some people are very empathetic and they're naive and they don't see the shadow in people, in the world, in reality, so they get taken advantage of. And your twin flame teaches you that, because they're the opposite. So it's a dynamic where opposites attract, but it's very toxic, it's very runner chaser, it's very back and forth, up and down, and it stresses you out. When you break from that is because you've learned how to love yourself, and twin flame or not, you're not going to settle for less than you deserve. You face your problems, which is your codependencies that was reflected to you. When you move into a counterpart connection, your energy is different. You are more focused on compatibility. You understand that love is emotional. Well, falling in love is emotional. Love is action oriented. So you can love someone from the very first moment that you meet them, because you didn't fall in love with them. You love them. You respect that person. Love comes with respect. You admire that person for who they are. It's not about potential. You see who they are. Twin flames is potential, who they could be, right? You fall in love with twin flames. It's emotions based. When you choose a counterpart, you're more of a grown up. You're more mature. So your standards are different. Your standards is, how is this person a benefit in my life? Because you're balancing out the practicality and the spirituality aspect of it. So although love, being in love, falling in love is important, that's going to come easy because if you already respect them and love them for who they are, you're going to fall in love with them. But you're more protective of your heart with a counterpart, not with a twin flame. With a twin flame, you're open and you fall in love because the energy is so intense and it's the first time you've ever felt really seen love, but the twin flame wears a mask. The counterpart is the real deal. People call the twin flame false twin. People call the counterpart the real twin. They're both twin flames, but I don't say that because most people don't understand the dynamic. But they're twin flames in different ways, just like I just told you, the shadow twin and the light twin. Then with counterparts, it's the masculine and the feminine energy that comes into balance. So if you're a female who carry more masculine energy, your masculine counterpart, that's a man, if they're a man, doesn't have to be, because I read for same sex too, they're going to make you feel more feminine. But it's not because they try to, it's just because you see the masculine in them. They take charge, control, you can trust them. Like I said, it's a maturity thing. So your counterpart is the best version of yourself, your twin flame is the worst version of yourself. So that's why over here on my platform, that's what I teach. My readings are different from other people's reading because it's two different connections. So they can sound like your situation because even when you're dealing with a twin flame, because they wear a mask, and those twin flames, depend on where you are with their journey, they haven't revealed themselves yet. Now, some, even when the twin flame do reveal themselves, some people still are stuck on the connection because they feel like that's their person. So every time they hear a reading about someone changing and transforming, they attain it to their twin flame, but they don't see any evidence of their twin flame doing that work. So it's like you got to take accountability that that might not be your reading because you have to see evidence of it, right? So I explain myself a lot in these readings, not because I feel like I have to, but because I know that different people are coming in and you guys have different walks of life and no one's explained it to you like this. So it's very confusing against the whole twin flame, and you get me? And I've been on the journey, so I understand it and I understand people's mindset around it. So I'm careful in how I give out the information. Um, and I've had a lot of new people come. So sorry, guys, that's been here for a while. Y'all gonna keep hearing me say it a lot lately until it settles down a little bit. Um, because I am about community, just like I said on TikTok. I will keep my comment section open and my chat section open, but it can get overwhelming because people, they just hear the readings and they project their toxic situations when they're not understanding the perspective or what I'm even saying when I'm saying this is not somebody that is toxic. This is not somebody who's purposely doing this. Da 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 da. They still take it and they're like, oh, and then anyway, I don't want that. And da, da, da. Like y'all projecting the wrong energy because you're not listening. For one, because I said it's not that energy, right? When it is that energy, I will say that. I will say this sounds like a twin flame. This sounds like a counterpart. Counterparts and twin flames, they're similar, but they're different. It's just like two people could look the same, but are completely different because the way they express themselves, right? You can have a classy woman and you can have a woman who is more sexy in her energy and her approach, whatever. It doesn't mean one is better than the other, but they're two different caliber of women, but they are both women. There's things that they both have in common, but the way they express themselves is completely different. You get what I'm saying? So a man who's looking for a classy woman, he's going to know what that classy woman holds. A man that's looking for a sexy woman to show off, he's going to know what that woman holds. Both of them are going to reflect each other. So that's how I see my twin flame connections and counterpart connections. So if you guys have been led to me, it's most likely because you guys have been looking for answers. You're on the journey. You want to attract your counterpart. And you've been told, you know, in your heart, you're meant to be with someone. So that's the collective that I do these readings for. Hi, Betty. So hopefully that was more clarification, right? But now we're going to move forward. But like I said, you guys could check out the playlist. I pretty much gave you the rundown as much as I could in a little bit of a time. But y'all could check out the playlist for more information on that. So now we have danger, right? We have wildcat. And we have be still and tune in, for there is something afoot lurking alongside you. Now remember, we just had that first energy about people misunderstanding you, right? Taking your energy maybe wrong. And I feel like you guys, it's because you guys have a level of confidence that this wildcat person. So there's like a jealousy there of your freedom. There's a jealousy of how confident you are. You come off in a way that, like, you don't need them, right? It's feeling twin flame. I feel like twin flame energy is gonna come out, because whenever I get this card, this is that energy. Look at it. You can feel the energy off of that card, where it's like look how that person's looking, like, ugh. They just think that they so better. They, you get me, like they're perfect. Look at little Miss Perfect. Always happy, always laughing. But this might not be a twin flame, actually. I'm starting to feel like envy, groups, people being upset about your success or the way you carry yourself. And it's like you're not even paying attention to them. I feel like somebody's enjoying their life, right? Really enjoying what they've built for themselves. And there's some people who are envious of it because they feel like they should have it. They feel like maybe you've left them behind. You don't let them get close to you. You've picked up on the energy that they are that they don't really have your best interest in mind. Oh, you had a child with the twin flame. Oh, yes, like nothing can stop a counterpart connection if it's meant to be. You get me? It's like it just takes time. Um, it takes time. But we also have multiple counterparts. I mean, we have multiple twin flames and we have multiple counterparts. So that's also in that playlist. I'm not going to explain that one, but we have multiple. And everything is a duality that I say, because it's like you do have a true twin flame and you have a true counterpart, but you also have multiple. So you won't really know who those people are until you go through the journey. Like, so if you're meant to be with someone, you can't lose that person. Maybe the person you think might be that person that you think you lost isn't that person. They're one of those counterparts. I don't know. I don't answer personal questions on here. All right, so back to the wildcat. Danger. We have there are forces. Let me show y'all the card. There are forces swirling around you that have missed your eye, like a ferocious cat lurking silently in the trees. Someone or something is nearby that does not have your best intentions in mind. Wildcat has appeared in your spread to warn you that all is not as it seems. You may have felt an unease creeping along your spine, or perhaps you've picked up on a sense of danger, but have questioned the validity of what you feel because your eyes are seeing a different picture. Trust in your instincts, as they are letting you know that something isn't right, even if you don't have proof. Be especially careful if your question is about a specific person. If there's somebody that comes to your mind when you hear this energy, it's that person. They may be hiding something from you, and whether it's good or bad remains unseen. Be discerning with your time, resources, and information, only sharing what is absolutely necessary and gathering all information before you make any further decisions. If you have pulled Rowan along with Wildcat, then know that this situation will resolve itself in your favor. You are sacred. So I don't think that this is something you need to worry about, but if you guys are sensing somebody's envy around you, protect yourself. Keep yourself distance. Remove yourself from them. Um, don't second guess yourself because they could be really great at pretending. What I've noticed in people with energies like that, it's like you'll see straight up, like you'll feel their energy kind of like hover over you. Like it feels dangerous. Like, I don't know, this person, they got a sweet side to them, but I feel like they also would throw me under the bus. I also feel like they would set me up. Don't sleep on that. Pay attention to the little things that you see. Because when people have an opportunity to clown you, make you look bad, and then you see that, don't take that as a joke. Don't take that lightly, right? But they could really be smiling in your face and acting like it was just a joke. Like, no, they really don't like you. They really think you better, and they're looking for an opportunity to make you look bad because they feel like your light shine brighter than theirs. That's the energy I'm picking up off of that. So be careful. Be careful if y'all picking up on that. Thank you, Betty. You too. All right, tell me more about this energy. Who's like this with blue butterfly? Oh, see? Queen of Wands. That's because your light is shining, right? So there's a Queen of Wands, and it could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Don't have to be. I read for archetype, not not necessarily the zodiac, right? Anybody could be a Queen of Wands regardless of your zodiac. But this Queen of Wands, she's someone who's very confident, very, very confident. She could dress very beautifully as well, but she stands out, right? She has a very bright light, aura, everything, and she's a likable person. She's very independent too. So this is someone who I feel like they're popular. It could be on social media, it could be in person. They're popular because they are liked. They're likable, right? This person is very optimistic. This person is sure of who they are in themselves. So this Queen of Wands don't think about other people and how they feel about her. And it's not even in an arrogant way. It's not her focus. She's focused on herself, her path, as she should be. So that's where people misunderstand her energy. It's that, like, I think she gets the, oh, you think you're all that. It's like, what? What? Right? She gets the, you think you're all that, but she knows that she's all that. But it's not that she's trying to belittle anybody to make them feel like they're not all that. She's supposed to feel like she's all that. That don't make no sense. So I feel like she's hated on because of her confidence. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands. Ooh, and she's very, very desired. That's what I think is the reason why people hate on her, is because her dreams are coming true and she's desired by a lot of people. But again, she doesn't pay attention to this. So I don't even think that she could be really aware of how much people want her. She comes off as somebody who's successful. She comes off as somebody who's abundant, who is like, whatever she decides to invest in, it blossoms, right? So she's a high achiever. When she puts her mind to something, she creates that for herself. And she's also happy with herself. Again, she doesn't need validation. She doesn't need approval from anywhere to validate how she feels about herself. So that's envied. It's envied, and it creates jealousy in others because people feel ignored by her. People feel like they're in what's that word? Insignificant in her reality. But they're misunderstanding that she's not focused on them. They might be thinking she's doing it on purpose. Like, oh, you're rubbing stuff in my face. You're trying to prove something to me. It's like, that's how they feel about themselves. She's not doing that at all. She's focused on her dreams, her success, and she's building where she's going. So if she's not aligned to something, she gives it no time and attention. It has nothing. So this is somebody who's like, if she starts dating someone and that person do certain things that don't align with her values, like let's say she's an on time person, being on time is important to her because when she says yes to something or agree to it, she takes it seriously. So she's more disciplined, right? So it's like she'll take her time to give herself a couple hours to get ready beforehand so that she's not late. And then she'll make sure everything is in order and make the time, even if she's very busy. So she might even show up like 5 minutes early to something, whatever. But she's not tripping, that's just her. But she'll expect that person to be there on time as well, especially if they invited her out, to see that they weren't on time. And then even when they do show up, they're still not ready because somebody calls them and they're having like 20 minutes out of their date, they're just talking on the phone with somebody. That would turn her off. So she's like seeing the red flags in that person, like, okay, this is not someone that I want to give my energy and time to. So she would just politely exit. I don't think she's gonna ghost them. She'll either let something fall off, or she will she will let them know that she's not interested. That person could take her like, oh, she thinks she better, da 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 da. No, she just knows what she wants, what she likes, and she doesn't like the attitude or the energy that she's around. Let's say she's in a friend group. She tried a friendship, but she feels like the people in the that friendship group isn't as confident as her. They're not as mature as her. They're not as self-assured. She'll walk away from that friendship group. It's not because she has beef or bad blood with anybody. It's because they don't align to her values, and it's going to hold her down, hold her back. So it's not reciprocating to the energy that she gives. She's protective of her energy. So people take her focusing on herself and her success personal. But I feel like it's people who feel entitled to her energy, because these people do no inner work. These people get their power off of other people, right? Worldly people have a sense of control issue because they need other people to validate their position, their worth. So, this feminine not needing validation from anybody and doing her own thing and being successful at what she builds, it triggers people. What else? Ooh, we got the Emperor in the reverse. Yep, it's the same thing that I said. The people obsessed with her energy, and she can feel it, right? Well, maybe she don't feel it. I don't know. That if y'all resonating with it, that's for y'all to determine. But I feel like there's two ways you could feel energy. You could feel energy when you're still learning how to block energy and protect your energy. You'll feel it intensely. Oh shoot, my phone is dying. I'm about to have to put it on the charger. You'll feel it intensely. But when when you get really good at protecting your energy aura, you realize that like you don't when you reach a certain level in yourself where you you just really don't think about nothing, right? Because you have your peace, like your energy, you're in your own energy. You've already learned how to have those boundaries. So you're not being a fake friend. You're not in a friendship group you don't want to be in. You'd rather walk away and let them think whatever the fuck they want to think about you, because it's not worth your peace. So if you know somebody's fake and you can't really address it because they're smiling in your face, just like the Wildcat said, you're just going to remove yourself, because you know that your energy don't belong to nobody. It's not, who cares if you remove yourself? If they feel some type of way, you don't want to fuck with them, and you didn't tell them, oh, I don't like you, da 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 da. You just let it fall off and they get upset. That has to do with them. So if they're projecting energy on you, you won't feel it. You don't, because you don't care. You're not thinking about them. But if they come into your space, your field where they show up, you'll feel it because they're sending you that energy directly. Like, you get me? So there's two ways you could really feel that energy heavy, but you get to a point where you really block it out on a really great level because it's like it, your reality is so protected, it's so peaceful, and nothing can get in between you and your peace. So the people who get upset with you are people who are immature, people who aren't disciplined, people who got big egos, and people who make reckless choices and decisions in their life. So it has nothing to do with you, but they're obsessed with you. They're obsessed with you and your growth. They're obsessed with watching what you'll do next and where you're going, and then they get mad and triggered. Oh, you know who these people are. Mm-hmm. Some of them could also see that you're very intelligent. You have a spiritual connection to the divine. They're jealous of your spirituality, that you are protected. They feel like you're chosen, right? By spirit, by God, like you're favored. They could see the favor on you because no matter what, you still always excel, right? And you seem to always know what they're thinking and you're ahead of them. So it's like you're gifted. You're gifted. The universe talks to you, and you guys all have your own ways of how you receive those messages. But this Queen of Wands is a high priestess, right? She, even if she can't explain something, she just knows. So she don't always feel the need to sit there and tell people what she knows. She just listens to her intuition because she has inner knowledge. And that power is what these emperors in the reverse don't have because they're fake. They have a fake sense of power, right? And again, she doesn't let people take her power. She also built things slow. She takes her time. She, hey, baby girl. She takes her time. Oh, the people who mad at the Queen of Wands because she chasing her dreams and they in her energy and they be misunderstanding her because when she remove her energy is because she knows that they being fake. She knows something off about them. She know why they around her. And it's like when she walks away to protect herself, they feel like it's a diss to them, but it's because they have no real power. They have no real, you get me? It's like it's like fake flexing versus somebody who really got it. You got it and they fake flexing, so they mad that you really got it and they feel like you favored by God. Mm-hmm. So what I was saying was, now you caught up, is this feminine moves slow when she builds, right? Like she moves slow because she's a strategic. Is that the right word? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She feel, but they be hating too. They feel guilty and they be hating. But she's a strategist. She she'd rather build slow and something that is stable than to build fast and then have something fall apart. Let me get my charger, y'all, cause it's gonna die and I don't want it to die because I feel like we're gonna be here for a little minute. But she she builds things that are gonna last. She don't invest in small things, right? She invests in long term. But the people that hate on her, they're they're temporary. Like they don't invest in things for the long haul. They invest in things for now. And then so It's like, when somebody, they get like a job opportunity, and then they making good money, and then they just like balling out, showing off, but they not saving, they not thinking about the future, they not investing in anything else, and then they lose that job and everything went out the window with it. But it's like they felt like when they had it, they were on top. They they weren't gonna lose. But this feminine isn't like that. This feminine is like, I don't want something that is gonna build quickly and die out just as quickly. I want something that's gonna last. That's just how she is. She invests like that in her relationships, in ooh, in her finances, right? So she's willing to take some L's on certain things if it means that she'll have more later. So she's smart. She has a plan for her life, and she's patient, right? She strives to be grounded. She strives to have long-term success, and she's very hardworking. Whatever she puts her mind to, she sticks to it. She's committed. So even when she's in the stages where it's not moving so quickly, it's like she's still moving towards it, right? She doesn't give up. Now, when she's in that position, people think whatever she's building, it's not going to really come together. Even if they're telling her, oh, yeah, you know, like, keep going, I support you, da 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 da. They don't really believe it's going to do anything. And then when they see it, all of a sudden, right? Some of you guys are in that space right now. Some of you guys, it's going to happen in the future. But for this feminine, it's like she's following her intuition because her intuition is guiding her. That's what people are envious of, is like the fact that she has a connection to God, and she intuitively know where she's supposed to go. So when she's moving towards it and she's doing that hard work, and then those fruits and those labors start to show evidence, because whether she's had a glow up or her lifestyle is changing or she's on the rise to success, however it's visible, people see it, right? And then that's when they finally recognize, like, wait, she, how did she do that? Like, how did she surpass me? I'm trying to think of an analogy where, because the way I seen it was like where somebody think that they're winning, right? Oh, y'all know that? Is it the rabbit and the turtle? The rabbit and the turtle is that story. So it's like the rabbit is just like running, and I think the rabbit was like running laps around the turtle or something like that, because I don't remember if they had a few laps. Maybe I'm about to just make up my own story right now with a twist on it. So let's just say that the rabbit, like, let's say there's like 5 laps that they have to complete, and the rabbit is ran like 2 laps around the turtle, right? By the third lap, it's like he's out of breath. He's tired, right? Because he was showing off. But that turtle, it's like they made 1 lap, and then they're on their second lap, and then the rabbit is still like trying to catch their breath. So the turtle is catching up, but still not, and then the rabbits start running again, because they're like, that turtle catching up, but I know I still have it in me to keep going. Like, you get me? But it's like, by the time they get to half mark of that lap, they're tired, because their strategy was competition versus like really being strategic. Well, their ego was competition versus them being strategic, where the turtle is like, I'm not really slow. When I get to the very end, those last 2 laps, I'm about to take off. But I'm preserving my energy right now because I already know when I start. You see how the rabbit did it in the beginning and lost momentum. But the turtle is like, I'm going to do it so right now. And then I'm going to push to that finish line when I know I'm getting close to it. And then I'm going to take off and I'm going to have to keep it up. Then I'm going to win the race. And that's how the turtle won the race. I made that up. But that's the story. Y'all know the story between the rabbit and the turtle. It's along that line. I just don't remember it too much. So I made up my own little version of it. But it's like that. Like, this feminine is like, I'm listening to my intuition. I have a plan. I'm focused on my direction. And remember, again, they get mad at her because she's focused on her direction. She's not trying to compete with them. She don't give a fuck about what they doing. But they so focused on her. Why she pull her energy away? Why don't I know what she's planning in her life? Why isn't she letting me be a part of what she's building? Because they need, it's like they need her validation, and the fact that she don't care about theirs, it makes them upset. And then they see that she's highly gifted, intuitive, like, because she could see through their motives, even if she doesn't say anything. It's, they have an inner knowing that she knows they don't really have good intentions, because regardless of how people try to play in your face, energy don't lie. So it's like, you could pretend all you want to, but you know the demon in you. You know the false motives you have. You get me? So they know that even though they pretend in her face, she's not supposed to know that. But she does know that. And it's like, how does she know that? So they're mad that she has them figured out and they can't figure her out. You get what I'm saying? And she's moving in a different direction in her life. So where she's going, they can't go. She's going somewhere exciting. She's going somewhere fun. She's going somewhere where it's requiring this change out of her. She's visibly changed. Like, it's like, I don't know. I've been using Cardi B as my analogy lately because Cardi B, I just love that girl so much, and I love her story, and I love how she was real and true to herself the entire time. Regardless of who doubted Cardi B, she trusted her intuition. You get me? She just knew she was that bitch, and she was like, I don't care. Vonti, you're not gonna go against my girl. Stop. she she knew she was that girl. Like, no, 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 no. We don't like Cardi. I love Cardi. Mm-mm. So you like Nicki? I know you don't like Nicki, the mean girl. Mm-mm. We gonna fight, Vonti. You gonna have to accept that I love me some Cardi. So why you think I like her? You know I like evil people. I love me some Cardi. She a Libra too, right? Yeah, I love me some Cardi. But I feel like Cardi get evil when people mess with her. Like, she just be clapping back. She be clapping back. But I respect Cardi because Cardi was always true to herself. Like, she was a stripper. She didn't hide that. You get me? People judged her. She didn't care. Like, she did what she was going to do. Even if she messed with somebody for money or she was married, she was just like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't give a fuck. Like, she ain't lied about it. They all puppets, but I don't care about all of that. They all karmic. Anybody that has super publicity and stuff like that, like them celebrities, they all karmic. Well, not all of them, but them big ones, they all karmic. I don't care about her being karmic though. It's a lot of people that's karmic, that's famous, that people like. But I didn't say she was divine feminine. I said I respect her. But anyways, my point was, y'all seen her come up, right? Like, and it happened in stages. It happened in stages. Oh, Nikki is. Okay, okay. Nikki is not divine. Oh my God. Girl, we're gonna argue. I'm gonna stop talking to you, Vonti. Nikki is not divine. None of them are. But what I was saying was you seen her come up, right? Like she went to the next stage and she went to the next stage and she went to the next stage. So it's like with this Queen of Wands, that's what it was for her. It's like she's going to the next level, the next level, the next level. And the reason why I was bringing up Cardi B was because it's like she started off on Instagram, then she got into a reality show, then she got into her music career, right? And then that blew up. But then now it's like with this album that she put out there, it's doing really well for her. Now she's in another space of her career. So regardless if people like her or not, it's like she's her talent is proving itself. Her work ethic is proving itself, right? I'm just comparing that to this Queen of Wands success. It's like she's going to keep growing and changing, but she's done the work that it requires for her to have this level of power, to have this level of success because of how she worked for it. Like, she wasn't focused on what nobody else was doing or being accepted or attention. She was focused on her path, her direction, and allowing it to grow at its own pace. So she deserved everything, and she was very careful about her decisions. Y'all getting on my nerves. And then you're going to sit there and side with her too, Cynthia? I'm about to block both of y'all. I'm just playing with y'all. We can disagree and still love each other. It's okay. But we have the world. Yeah. So she's completed that cycle. I feel like this feminine has come to a place in her journey, or she will be, where she's she really knows how to she really knows how to block out the people who are in her energy to try to pull her down or steer her the wrong way or to use her energy. Like, her energy field is so strong, right? Now, if she hasn't gotten here yet, I feel like she's learning this. She's learning how to trust the guidance of her intuition. And it's going to be a slow process, but once she gets it all, like, things are going to move quickly for her because it's connected. It's connected to where you ain't been on Twitter for, but it's connected to where um it's connected to where it's like she was supposed to build her abundance slowly because she had to learn the ropes of what she was building, how to master it, right? But these people were a part of her journey in learning how to protect what she was building, her dreams. So they were teaching her lessons and teaching her how to protect herself and her energy. So everything wasn't going to come together until all of those lessons were complete. But she couldn't have made it go any faster or any slower than it was going because it was supposed to go exactly how it was supposed to go. So when she comes to this level of completion, it's because she not only learned how to protect what she was building, but she also learned how to spot energies that would try to ruin what she was building or take away from it or distract her from it. So now she's at this point where she won't ever be distracted again, right? Remember, we past, present, future. So now we're in the future. Some of you guys, it might be present if you've already gone through this, but she's at a point where she learns how to trust her intuition. She knows how to disconnect. So even, let's say, like, even if you get involved, you get yourself into something, right? Like you do a business deal, um, and you moved very quickly because it seemed promising, but after you started like looking at that business deal, it was just like, oh, I don't think that I want to continue with this because I see this going downhill. This is not really a great investment. I see some things about this person. I don't really want to work with them. I don't want that energy attached to me, that entity. And then you opt out. But you opt out at the right time, because if you would have kept going in, you would have lost so much money, so much behind that business deal, and it could have affected what you were building for yourself, right? So it's like, even if you end up in something, you'll see it very quickly and you'll know how to get out of it, right? So it's like this feminine just learned how to protect herself and how to protect what she's built. So now is the time for her to receive the rewards of it. She's balanced out herself. She's she knows how to handle multiple things and make choices, and she has a lot to manage, right? Or she's had a lot to manage. She's very intelligent. She knows how to speak, stand up for herself, and to voice what it is that she wants and don't want. So she don't she knows how to be logical when it's necessary, not let her feelings override what she needs to do. She also knows how to take constructive criticism. Hey, you like both of them, Patricia? She also knows how to let her logic take over sometimes. She has a lot of wisdom and she is honest, right? She makes fair decisions. So this feminine seeks growth. She's expanding right now. Oh, I love that. She's progressed a lot. She's expanding, she's grown, and she hit another milestone. She's about to. So, Spirit wants you to focus on those things. If you guys are going on this journey, right, there's something you're building. Maybe it hasn't manifested fully. This is still your reading. It's just that in time it's going to come together, right? And there's milestones to it. So, each step along the way, you're learning something to make you a better business owner or better at the work that you do. And it's also teaching you how to take constructive criticism and how to set boundaries and how to be very direct when it comes to your communication. That's a part of this that you do, right? And it's going to, you're going to expand more than you thought. Maybe you might have thought, like, oh, I just need to know how to speak, right? Or I just need to have confidence in this. But then along the way, you learn, like, dang, I actually have to balance this out, and then I have to be this way with people, and I have to do this, and so it's a lot of growing before you could be ready to receive this. But whichever part of the journey you are on with it, whether you're at the end of it or you're in the beginning or in the middle, you still hit a new milestone within yourself, right? Because one thing for sure is this Queen of Wands is confident about what she's building, and she knows how to ignore the voices around her. So that's really, really good. And she knows how to listen to her intuition, or she's learning how to. Okay, so Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Death. So for some, if you are in a time period where you did not have enough money, or you are insecure about your finances, you are worried about your long-term success, or you guys could still be in that place, because like I said, some of you guys, it's a future reading. That's going to change. The opportunity is going to come in. When that opportunity come in, this is all about your money. This is about your bag right now. All right. When that success come in, You're going to be happy because this is your stability that you've been working towards, that lifestyle that you wanted, right? You are going to provide it for you. Nobody is going to take it away from you. This is protected. Nobody's going to take it away from you. Nobody is going to give it to you to where they can take it away from you. This is going to be all what you worked for, what you earned, and it's going to stay. And then you're going to be able to rest. You're going to be able to vacation. Like some of y'all don't even, I feel like some of you guys are in this early stage where you have a dream and you're building something. Like you've already put it into action, but you don't even see that the vision is going to expand bigger than you thought. And you are already satisfied with like the little bit of it, right? But then it's like when you realize how much you're actually really getting from it, like it's going to be an overflow. It's going to be more than you expected. But it's like you earned it because, to be honest, an empress and an emperor, they get more than a queen or a king, right? Because it's the level of work that they do. So as you become that empress or that emperor, it's like it's a reward. It's a reward because you earned it, but the universe is just going to amplify it. It's like you get a bonus on top of what you've already worked for. I have a dream. At first I thought that said I love milk. I was like, what? I love milk. That's funny. Yeah, so this is her final rebirth, right? So we got a feminine who's coming into her bag. She will, but what it is going to take is it's going to take, these are the final messages. It's going to take a lot of isolation and focus. She's going to have to look out for the opportunities people are trying to offer her because it's going to be shit. It's not going to all be good, but some are going to be good too. She's going to have to discern the opportunities to take, right? Like an example of that when I came into tarot, because I have to relate tarot to this. That's because that's the journey that I took, right, in this space. But I met other spiritual people. I tried to build stuff with them. The opportunity seemed like it was going to be good because it was like, oh, I get to build with someone, but I was still building my stuff. And then I was falling off of my stuff because I was giving energy to something else. And it was benefiting the other people more than it was benefiting me because I have the power to grow things. So with all my insight and what I've learned, they benefited off of it. But the only thing that I was benefit off of was doing it with someone else that was holding me accountable. But the offers didn't end up being good because it really was draining me. It was taking away from what I was building for me. And then people had their own ulterior motives where they wanted success. They didn't have the same purpose and mission in mind as me, right? Where it's like I really wanted to help other people heal. They just wanted to put their opinions on people, and it was like, okay, I don't agree with this, so I have to get up out of this. And then I would stop. But I realized how every time I did that, because I wasn't the only time I did that, I did it other times, right? Because I always like helping people grow something that they have a vision for, but I don't want to permanently be on it because I know I have my own thing. But it still would be like my energy end up getting used, right? So those opportunities that look good wouldn't be opportunities. Sometimes people would reach out to me and they would want me to like sell is it sell they want me to like advertise, promote something from their brand, but if it has nothing to do with my brand, why would I accept that, right? So it's like you have to figure out what's good deals and what's not. Now if somebody's like if they tell me to do a skincare routine or something like that and they send me skincare product, I could see how that could be a part of my branding with Coffee with She and Tarot, because I um I definitely encourage self-love, self-care. So trying their product and making a video on that, that's cool, that's fine, that's beneficial. But to just be taking any opportunity that has nothing to do with what you're building is foolish, right? So that's this Four of Cups energy where it's like this person's gonna have to really, they're gonna lose some and they're gonna gain some. But not every opportunity is gonna be a great one. Even when it comes to my personal readings, I stress to you guys the type of people that I want to book with me. If you're not someone who take accountability, if you're not someone who likes to hear the truth, don't book with me, because I will tell you the truth. I'm not biased. I'm very, very honest. So I'm going to read you what I see in the energy. If you disagree, then you disagree, but don't call me a liar. Don't tell me how to read my cards and what I'm not reading. You get me? Like, so it's like certain people, I don't want them to book with me because it's not about the money for me. It's about me reciprocating what I deserve for the work that I put in. But the mission is to help other people heal. So you have to be able to stick to your boundaries and what your vision is for what you're building. So you can't just take any opportunities, right? And it's like that's what Spirit is teaching on this journey. Is like how for you to set yourself up in a way where it attracts the right people, right? In anything that you're building. So it's like if you're doing real estate, right? Vonti, if you're doing real estate, when it comes to the clients, it's the way you carry yourself is going to naturally attract that because of what you're embodying. Even if you don't know these people, it's an energetic frequency. So when you're really, really confident and you you know how, like, what type of clients you want to attract, and how you can help them achieve their goals, because you've had practice with failed clients, or you've had practice with what's worked for people, like what made them gravitate towards you, what made them feel safe. And then you've learned from what's failed, what didn't work, maybe something you said that made them feel like, let me go towards another, I don't know what it's called, like another whatever, agent, um, because this one I'm not sure. You get me? It's like you learn, and then it just helps you to attract the right people. So before they even align to you, that frequency is gonna find you, if that makes sense. Um, and it's like even with me with my readings, like I could joke around and do all this in my collective readings, but I'm very professional. So I'm very mindful of how I articulate the messages, and if if a customer is having complications in even booking with me, I'm patient and understanding in how I'm dealing with them in that process. Like, you get me? Because customer service, customer care is important to me. So it's a part of the structure of what I'm building and what I'm trying to attract. I honestly get good clientele. I don't get people who don't do the inner work. I've never had a client like that booked me, because I feel like the people who are scared to be read by me, something in them don't want them to book there, because they know that they're not ready to hear the truth. You get me? Because I set that boundary, don't book, because you're not going to get what you want out of me if you don't like my style of reading, right? Like how I say it on the website. If you want a tarot reader that's going to answer, you might like my readings, but you might not want me to read your energy, because if you want answers about your love life and I don't do that, then you're going to go to a different reader, right? So it's like that's the boundary I set. So I attract pretty good clientele. We got Nine of Swords. There's going to be a lot of action that is required, right? You're going to have to be, it's like that mastering, almost like a perfectionist, right? About your craft, focused, and you're going to have to be bold, because it's going to require risk. That's how you learn, through trial and error. So you have to be bold. So it's a lot of things that you have to attain to handle the position that you're building yourself for. Some of you guys, like I said, this is just what you've already been through and you're now ready for it. You graduated, you are graduating. So that counterpart's going to come in because you did the work. We have the hangman. Pause, surrender, letting go, new perspective, wisdom, self-sacrifice, uncertainty, contemplation. This is what you have to let go of, is that self-sacrificing part of you, right? To help others, to please others. Maybe some of you guys are very helpful, but it's like you learn along the way you have to help yourself first. Who are you going to help if you can't help you? Right? If you don't have the energy, don't deal with nobody. Don't take it on. If you do have the energy, then give a little bit of time to it and continue. But you get me, don't overwork yourself. And then sometimes it's okay to pause and see how you'll do things differently in the future. So, pausing, reflecting, changing up your approach is how you get better. You learn from the failures. Then we have the fool, right? Um, be okay with being different and being a free spirit. Be fearless. So you have to just always like, because to me the fool is somebody who has a lot of faith. Even if things look like, damn, is this gonna ever come together? You got a lot of faith because you know the universe put it on your heart. You know it's your calling. You know that's the path. That's what you're passionate about. Like, you know you can do it. That's the faith. So don't lose your faith, because that faith gonna get you. That faith gonna get you through it. Okay. Take me through there. Take me through there. So boom, 6 of Wands. Right? If this reading resonate with you guys, be sure to hit that like button, please and thank you. I appreciate all of you guys that have already done it. It definitely helps the algorithm. You know, I know some of y'all probably get annoyed hearing me say it, but I know sometimes people forget. So I appreciate you guys for the support. But this is what the outcome becomes: success. But y'all see, it took a lot to get there, right? And you get recognized. So some of you guys are at the end of this where you're very, very happy. You're grateful because you know the work that it took for you to get this. So these envious energies don't even phase you, because it's like, you couldn't even walk a mile in my shoes. That's why you are exactly where you're at, because you didn't learn discipline. You didn't learn how to go after your dreams. You didn't learn how to work for something you believe in. And you're mad that I did that work and you couldn't stop me, right? It's like you surpassed them. They were the rabbit, thinking that they had all the time in the world. They were too busy focused on whooping your ass and being ahead of you. And you were like, I'm focused on the finish line. I don't care about what you doing. I'm worried about the finish line. So I'm really, really proud of this person. To those of you guys that have reached this place, congratulations. To those of you guys on the way, congratulations, because it's going to come. Just know what it takes. It's going to take a lot of labor. You're going to have a lot of people hating on you. Let that hate be an indicator that you're progressing. When you start, and this is when it comes in, right? Because I experienced it a lot. When you start feeling really heavy, when you've made a lot of progress, right when it feels like, dang, I think this is the moment I could rest, don't. Because what's happening is those energies are projecting on you and it's trying to pull you down because you're not done, right? But then their negativity, their lack, they're projecting on you, hoping that you stop. Even if they're not aware that that's what they're doing, it's all spiritual, because it's an energy that's following you from lifetime to lifetime to try to slow down your progress. So don't let it stop you from excelling and being victorious in life. But That is what I have for you guys with Butterfly Gang Gang. I'm going to take my ass to bed. I will be in the Patreon tomorrow. I'll try to come on live sometime tomorrow night. Because I think weekends, instead of me just not showing up at all, because I do take weekends off, I will just do some lives. That way I don't have to worry about the videos uploading and all of that. I just hop on the live. So, yes, thank you guys for joining. If you guys want to book a personal, link is in the bio. Um, and make sure you guys watch the reel on how to book. And make sure you guys only book if you are serious about your journey and you need to know what you need to be doing right now, or you just want a message from spirit. But yeah, I love you guys. Oh, and if you guys want to join the Patreon too, that's also in the bio. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Good night.